So, yeah, the number one draft pick mixtape. I worked on that um, for about, I don't know, for about 3 4 months, and at the time we had just bought a house or whatnot, and I was in the works of moving um, and trying to finish the mixtape, but the mixtape was really, it wasn't really advertised because I had got rid of Twitter and I had got rid of Facebook, and I would just want to go back to the basics of everything using YouTube and using my Reverb Nation. Um, I can't say pretty much without Facebook. I pretty much kind of like hurt myself with that, and also Twitter. But pretty much the followers that I was getting was people that I didn't know, people that were really listening to my music. And the crazy thing about it, I was getting a lot of people that was trying to say that I was too old to do music. You know what I'm saying? Um, I was getting one artist, Chase Scott. Everybody knows him as Chase. Um, he was one of my friends on Facebook. I don't know how that happened, but he was one of my friends on Facebook, and he had commented on his wall that some of us artists are too old to do music. If we haven't made it by 25, then we'll never make it. Basically, um, whatever, like I've always said, and like Huey Black always told me, man, you're never um, you're never too old to express yourself. So um, with him saying that, that just made me want to work even harder. You know what I'm saying? Because I was 28, 29, going on 30, and I was just like, who is this kid telling me, or just saying supposedly out loud, and that's what I came up with the idea of doing the I'm Taking Over um, the song, and it was towards the internet indirect messages that I was getting, and that also I was seeing. There was a lot of people out there sending indirect messages. They're pretty much talking to you, but they're not saying your name. And me, I'm the type of cat, I'm gonna say your name. Chase, I'm never too old. And anybody else that think I'm too old, or anybody else that think I probably lost my competitive edge because I'm a married man and I got kids, and I'm 30. You know, I can still get up in the morning and run a 4.240 or 4.440 in pajamas. I'm never too old, and I'm never too old to express myself. Um, that was just a kid being a kid. Um, there was a lot of people. I think that I had pretty much lost my main focus for music is because I was kind of getting wrapped up in the social acceptance of Facebook. I kind of figured that I had to somewhat play some social character. You know, and I was losing myself through the social network and also through music because, like I said, I was getting older and I need to talk about stuff that mattered, not just talk about stuff. You know what I mean? Or talk about or rap or rhyme about music that didn't matter. I think I needed to find myself as a person because I was a person before there was music. So let me talk about something that people would listen to. So that's when I started to become more political in music, and I started writing more righteous rhymes, and when my flow was a little more different, and everything started to be a little more potent. So when I got done with the number one draft pick mixtape, at the time, like I said, I was losing myself. I was going to SoundClick. I was downloading. I was downloading mixtape beats, and I was doing a lot of everything a lot of mixtape guys do that I don't normally do. So I had to really step away from music and find myself through my family. You know what I'm saying? And you know, um, just just being me. I'm just the type of person. I watch the news, and I keep myself informed of what the hell is going on in the world. And I think a lot of everybody should do that. Everybody should keep themselves informed. I mean, the news is free information about what's going on and what could harm you, or why taxes are going up, or why is this happening, or what's going on in other countries, or why are we always helping other countries, but our country's suffering in an economic crisis and we can't even help ourselves. So I had to really sit back and fine tune myself, you know, and I started to watch news and keep myself updated on what the hell was going on, and what could I do to better myself. So I came up with an idea of, when I do drop my next album, it needs to be political. And Battling the System is the next album that's coming out. That's going to be album number four for me. It's not going to be a mixtape. Um, I'm gonna hook up with my old producer DJ Red. I still got over 250 original beats from this man, all uploaded on my computer. So, sorry, texting the wife. But anyway, and I'm going to get back into what matters. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is kind of drifting off into something totally that I'm not into anymore. As you get older, for all you young artists out there, for all you young guys out there, or guys that are young and spitting potent, um, um, sensible rhymes, understand where I'm coming from. It's cool to have the lollipop songs, and it's cool to have the shoot 'em up bang bangs, and it's cool to have the dance music. But when it's all said and done, we all need to do music with a meaning, and that's why I'm starting to get more political. So, Battling the System, I came out with two videos. I came out with a video called God. That stands for, it's an acronym for God Only Decides. And in that video, actually I shot that right here in my basement. Um, and what that video basically explains, man, it's like there's a lot going on besides drugs and guns and strip clubs and making it rain and jewelry and cars with big rims and women with big booties and how fly you looking, what type of gear you got on, how much ice you got in your chain. And I took it way back to, um, we need to give heed to our women. You know what I'm saying? Us men are misusing, neglecting them, abusing them. But we still got to remember, Harriet Tubman was a woman that leaded us to, through the rail, through a railroad of free slavery, you know. And I talk about, in that song, I also talk about the racism in music. Saying why does, and also talk about why does every black man fit a description, you know, when there's neighborhood meth labs all over the place and no one's trying to put them in jail. I talk about a lot of stuff that matters, and also misunderstood. Um, Music under ignorant, under society's ignorant characteristics. That's the acronym for music. MUSIC, music, misunderstood upon society's ignorant characteristics. You guys need to watch that video right here on YouTube, right here on KillaTTV, and I speak about a lot of stuff that a lot of indie artists really don't talk about because they're so confused about music right now. When they watch 106 in Park, they see nothing but big booties and big chains and cars with big rims and how much money you spending and this and that and other. And unless you paid, unless you really got money, unless you Drake or Lil Wayne or Soldier Boy or I don't know, Ice Cube, somebody, unless you really have it like that, then you should really not be talking about money and riding on big rims. I mean, we've all done it before because music is entertainment. Music is an art form. There's no right or wrong way of expressing yourself. We've all done it. I've done it. Um, have I had cars with rims on it? Have I had systems? Have I had TVs in cars? Yeah, I have. But growing older and trying to capture a new uh, a new genre, a new fan base. And at my age, you know what I'm saying, that I can still express myself, but I gotta express myself in a different shape, form, or fashion. So the next album that's coming out is Battling the System. Within the course of doing this, um, I kept in contact with some guys from Rantoul, FP, The Final Penalty, and they was putting a mixtape together, and they had hit me up like 6 months ago. And it was like, man, we really want you to be a part of this mixtape, and it was called Strength in Numbers, and he was taking a lot of guys from all over the Midwest, and they was putting this compilation album together, and I made the compilation album. If you guys can look right here on YouTube, I did a vlog on the Strength in Numbers, and actually I got a lot of thumbs up, and I got a lot of likes about that, and I also got a lot of views. Um, that goes to show, I mean, people respect people's hard work. You know, I've been dissed on. I've dished out disses. I've been dissed on with people I've worked with. You know what I mean? Um, which to this day, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that happen. And like I said, being in the type of business that we're in, the music business, um, you got to be prepared for these things. If you are not physically and mentally built to be ripped apart, to be dissed on, to be, you know what I'm saying, talked about, then this is the type of business that is not for you, because this type of business is grimy. It's cutthroat. People will befriend you Monday, and they will want to take your head off Wednesday night. This is just the type of business it is. You got guys that want to capitalize off of your fame and fortune. You know, which I'm gonna put it out there. A lot of guys did to Jay Moses. With me and Jay, we had a mutual respect for one another, a mutual respect from one another. Because when I met him, he seemed different. He wasn't a young man that was that was talented and arrogant. He was a young man that had an old soul to him. It was something about that. It was something about him that separated him from a lot of artists that I've talked to and interviewed and dealt with. And me and him clicked off right off top. Um, we exchanged numbers. I called him. He called me. He had a YouTube page up. I had a YouTube page up. He had a Reverb Nation up. I had a Reverb Nation up. He was on Facebook. I was on Facebook. We was texting each other. We was calling each other. We was meeting up with one another, doing tracks together. We had a mutual friendship. We respected one another's artists. We also respected each other's men. Now, um, I think that a lot of people was dealing with Jay um, to leech on to some of his respect that he had gained through music. And I think that some of the people that were around him weren't truly friends. I think that some people just started messing around with Jay because he had the respect in Champaign-Urbana that he was one of the, or if he was the hottest artist out here in Champaign-Urbana. And I think a lot of people leached onto him to get their name out, which is a part of the game, which is a part of the rap game. But I respect all indie artists. I respect all Champaign artists. I respect everybody in the underground. Only got a couple more seconds. I want to say thank you to everybody. I made this a 3-video, not a 2-video celebration. I want to give thanks to everybody that helped me out in my underground career. I want to thank to everybody that that stayed true to it, to everything, and stayed down with the movement. Look out for Battling the System, a more political aspect, a more political view. Thank you. Killa T signing off.